were not many unknown people in the small town of Coeburn, Virginia. Therefore, my sister and I were surprised to see a handsome man, about our age, whom we didn't recognize. He looked clueless and seemed to be looking for directions. He introduced himself as Marco. We also introduced ourselves, me, Daphne, and my older sister Tracey. Marco said he was looking for Shaw's Bakery. It was surprising that they could hire help because that bakery was not good. He was new in town and the winding roads here had confused him. Since the bakery was on our way home, we offered to accompany him. It was a very astute observation, but for some reason his scraggly appearance gave me chills. Tracey asked him more about his hobbies, to which he replied that he was a musician and had taken up work at the bakery to pay the bills. We reached the bakery, and after a few awkward thank yous, we parted ways. A few days later, Tracey went to buy donuts. Marco was there, and they set up a date for later in the evening at a local cafe. They went on a few more dates and decided to keep seeing each other. Tracey thought he was just perfect, but I still had my doubts. You could always feel his eyes boring a hole inside you if you look closely. Marco met me for a bit longer, a few days later when he met Tracey after school. It was her last year and she would graduate soon. I, on the other hand, had just begun high school. He whispered, "Did the guys start hitting on you yet? You look breathtaking." My sister thought it was a great joke and laughed. But Marco's laugh seemed a bit different this time. There was a hint of chilling eeriness there. Later that day, Tracey informed Marco that our parents would be out of town for some hours and he could come over. He came over and they played some games and watched television. Marco then excused himself to go to the bathroom. I teased my sister, asking her whether I should leave them alone. Tracey laughed and nudged me. Marco came back looking flustered and said that he had to leave, as some urgent work had come up. It was odd that he left so early, and even more so when I found my dress crumpled on the bathroom floor. A few days passed, with the town as dead as a dodo. I was returning from school alone for the first time, and I felt like someone was following me. I turned around but could not see anyone. Just birds chirping in an empty curve for a road. I started walking faster but still felt someone creeping up on me. I reached home soon and the shadow disappeared before the last stretch. I told Tracey about the incident, but she thought it would have been some animal because the town had never had any crimes. She said this would be the last place on the earth where something mildly interesting, let alone scary, could happen. The next day, I again had that same feeling. This time, I checked if it was an animal in the bushes. There was nothing, but I had a feeling in my gut that there was something. While taking my books out, I found a note in my bag and a red rose. The note read, "Run, or don't, I will catch you. P.S. You looked pretty while running." The note was scribbled hurriedly with some distorted hearts at the end. I would have thought it was my classmate trying to pull a prank, but the incidents before made me concerned that it's deadly serious. I told my parents and they gave me pepper spray and asked Tracey to pick me up from school. I looked out of the house and felt someone move near the hedges. I thought it might just be the shock and drew the curtains. The next day during lunch, a classmate gave me a note saying a man in a gray sweater had asked him to give it to her. The message read, "You look gorgeous when asleep. See you soon." I was stunned. My heart leapt into my throat. I was out of my class instantly and ran toward my home. I saw Marco waving at me at the bakery. I was exhausted and dizzy. Seeing a familiar face was a big relief. I went inside the bakery and Marco offered me some pastry and a glass of water. I was very thirsty and gulped the drink instantly. I was already feeling dizzy, but now I couldn't keep my eyes open. I fell down and I saw Marco reaching out to me. He said, "You look so pretty with your eyes closed." I wanted to scream, but I couldn't move a muscle or keep my eyes open.